needed more cheese. Courtney said we needed more cheese,
I
so
insisted.
we had to go get some. Okay, so we made those really yummy hot ham and cheese sandwiches earlier, and soup and Sammy's. Is there anything better on like a cold fall night?
I know. I was telling the girls earlier, that's what I love about fall is just soups, and I dip everything I can into my soup.
Oh yeah, I'm a dunker too. Like sop every little last bit up.
Yep.
So one of my favorite soups that I used to just be able to order at a restaurant, whenever I'd see tomato basil soup or bisque or something like that, I was like, yeah, I totally want that, you know. And there's just, I mean, people think chicken noodle soup is really good for a cold, and it is, but tomato basil soup, tomatoes have like so much vitamin C in them that you know, that's really good too.
It's great for dipping sandwiches, and I told you the only soup I've ever made was homemade chicken noodles, so this is a new recipe for me, so I'm excited.
I love to eat out at a restaurant and then try and figure out a way to make a recipe at home that's really easy. So this, Courtney, you can so do this. This is so easy. So first thing we're going to do,
confidence in me. I like it.
You can either get 2 big cans or 4 of the smaller cans. And I love to if you can find the fire roasted diced tomatoes. That's
so that
going to
makes
give
a
it
difference.
a little bit more flavor. If you can't find it, it's not the hugest deal in the world, but you should be able to find this at any grocery store. So just open up the cans, and this is a serious dump and go recipe. It's one of those deals where some soups are like an all-day deal. You have to get up early in the morning. Let's see if you...
I don't know.
You got it?
I have an electric one at home, and this is a little difficult. Am I holding
Takes a little muscle. Okay, no worries. I got it for you. I got you covered.
Thanks,
We're going to teach Courtney how to open a can.
I never know what I'm going to learn when I come here every day to film. You know,
All right.
never know.
You just kind of have to press it down. Be careful to get it started, and then...
Oh,
you got
have
it,
this
girlfriend.
mastered,
Well,
honey.
I've opened a few cans.
Yeah.
We don't have an electric one. I got to get an electric one. Okay. All right.
I'm lazy.
Nope, you're good. So we're going to dump these in 4 cans.
Okay. I'll try.
All right.
These
If not, I got you covered. So just right into my pan.
Looky here.
You
looky
did
here.
it. See?
You can put your mind to anything and get it done, huh?
Perfect. And one more. So like I said, this is literally 10 to 15 minutes and this soup is done. I don't have all day to make soup.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's about how long I have to get something done like this.
Totally, and it's going to taste like, you know, this is a fancy restaurant kind of
boil.
soup. So get those in there, basically. Lots of 4 small cans or 2 of the big cans, fire roasted tomatoes. Okay, then we're going to add some salt and pepper.
Okay, that's easy. Everyone has that in their pantry usually.
And I actually have started like keeping cans of tomatoes on hand, so if I want to whip this up after a long day, you know, I can do it in no time. It's, you know, quicker than pizza delivery. And it's like a big hug in a bowl after a, you know,
it's comfort food, that fall comfort food.
It's exactly what it is. This is basil. This is dried basil, and this is one of the recipes in my cookbook, and a guy emailed me and said, really, there's that much basil in there? And there really is. Dried basil is one of those herbs that doesn't have a ton of flavor, so you really need a lot of
Pack it in there?
Yeah, you could certainly cut back, but this is 1/4 of a cup of dried basil.
Okay.
And you know, this is going to make a nice big batch of soup, and I want to taste the basil. 3 tablespoons of sugar.
Is this that?
Yep, and don't worry, this is not a sweet soup at all.
And it just blends in and makes it thicker and richer?
Exactly. And that was salt. We already did our salt.
Okay.
So, and then we've got heavy cream. So first we're going to do, this is a fun little tool. If you don't have one of these, you don't have to go and get one. It's not a big deal. But this is called an immersion blender. And I learned the hard way that we don't want to take hot soup and put it in a regular blender. Have you ever done that before?
No.
Don't do that.
Okay.
The entire kitchen, I was doing pea soup at the time, so I was, you know, making it nice and smooth. My entire white kitchen at the time was green afterwards.
Oh no.
So it basically, you take the hot liquid and you put it in the blender and it just explodes.
Blows up.
Yeah, not a good thing. So that's why I didn't have the patience to let it cool. If you don't have one of these, just let it cool a little bit. Then blend it up in your blender in batches. Don't fill up the blender.
I'm impatient too. I'm an impatient cooker.
I am too. It's got to be done in a hurry. So this is one of those immersion blenders. Okay. You don't have to wait for it to cool. You don't have to dirty the blender. You stick it right in a pot.
Okay. Well, look what all I'm learning. I learned how to open a can manually, and now I'm opening. I'm learning to use one of these and not put my food in the blender hot.
I'm telling you, try this thing. Do you have one of these?
I don't.
And they're cheap.
Okay.
Too,
just hold it down.
Yeah, $25 or so.
Okay.
So just, keep going. See how it's getting, and you can make it kind of as smooth or as chunky as you want.
Okay. Yeah, I was wondering about the consistency.
You're doing perfect.
All right.
Okay, so then we're going to do some heavy cream.
Okay.
And, you know, it's tomato, basil, creamy, wonderful, yummy soup. So you could certainly cut back on this, but this is 3.5
Why
cups.
would you?
Exactly, of heavy cream. You could do half cream and half milk. That's going to turn it into a lovely pink color because we're thinking pink.
Yep.
So just keep doing what you're doing.
Okay.
And I'm going to take some basil. I'm going to teach you one more thing.
Alrighty.
This is also one of those things, I'm making a mess over here too, so I'm gonna,
Got it.
that they do at the restaurants, and you can do it at home. This is just fresh basil. And I'm going
Stop
to
doing
show you
this
how
so
to
we
make
can hear you.
these ribbons of basil.
Okay.
And that's probably good, actually. So,
Okay.
yep. You'd basically take some basil, and I just picked this basil up at the grocery store, and it's beautiful. You take some leaves, and you just kind of stack them all up together. Okay, so just like that, and I'll let you do it too. So go ahead and take some basil leaves.
Okay.
Stack them up together. And the fresh basil at the end just kind of makes this soup and takes it to the next level. Okay, perfect. Great.
Grab one more.
Yeah, you're good. You're golden.
There we go.
Okay, so then you just take the leaves and kind of roll them up together.
All right.
And the fancy word for this is we're gonna chiffonade this basil. We're making,
Chiffonade.
yes,
That's fancy.
it is fancy. Yeah. We're just making ribbons, really pretty ribbons, and this is gonna go on top of the soup to garnish it. And you will
Okay.
look like a complete and total rock star if you make this soup with these pretty ribbons of basil on top for your
Yeah.
girlfriends or whatever. So we're
Look
just
very gourmet.
Yes, totally. And I love looking like a rock star.
Okay.
I'm just a mom.
Who
but
doesn't?
Yeah, exactly. So this is going to simmer. You want to give it a little stir?
Okay.
And then once it gets a little bit warmer, we've got a cup of either grated Parmesan or shredded mozzarella cheese that we're going to add in just a minute after the commercial break. We're going to add this in, and it'll melt and just kind of bring the whole soup together. So it's so good.
I can't
yeah,
wait.
yeah. Soup and Sammy's for dipping. This is yummy, and I think the ladies will love it. So stay with us. We'll be right back. You're watching The Better Half.